Welcome to the coolest stuff on the planet.
Welcome, friends, to our little podcast. It's called The Cool Stuff on the Planet.
And I'm your co-host, Rachel.
I'm Matt. Yeah.
And sorry, the accent is killing me. It's great,
I'm done
Matt.
with it. I'm done.
It's fantastic. That was
Finished.
great. Good intro. So today we're headed back to Japan for the second part of our mini-series, part 2.
What is today's topic?
We are checking out a summer festival in Akita City, in Akita Prefecture in northern Honshu, Japan.
Called the Kanto Matsuri, or the Kanto Festival. The modern festival has its origins in an 18th century celebration that was basically to seek good harvest and to ward off evil, as well as drowsiness, to ward off drowsiness.
Yeah, it's very interesting, yeah.
Exactly.
angle.
Well, and it also venerated the ancestors, and, well, there are a lot of other influences as well that you can mention.
Mm-hmm. I think the harvest angle
harvest.
And some of the ancestor things are some of the ones that have sort of remained. Every year, during the first week of August, millions of people come to check out this festival in Akita City. And the main attraction is the Kanto, which is basically this tall bamboo pole with kind of tiers of lanterns on it.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to visualize unless you have a picture like this to look at.
Isn't that pretty?
Yes. Now, these guys vary in size. The biggest ones can weigh about 110 pounds, and they can range from like between 39 and 49, so almost 40 and 50 feet. They can hold as many as 46 lanterns. Is that the most that's held?
Yeah.
And the Kantos, they're said to resemble giant ears of rice. So if you take a really good look at this, kind of looks like rice, I guess. You could say that it looks like rice.
Kind of, because you've got the tiers are kind of like
little grains as the lanterns.
And then the grains are the lanterns. That makes sense. So yeah, these Kanto, they're really heavy and kind of unwieldy, obviously based on how heavy they are, and pretty big. So it takes a lot of skill to hold these up, and that's basically what the festival is about.
And to balance them.
Yeah, so these men in these basically these ceremonial outfits, they have shorts, they have headbands, they're like superheroes basically.
They do look like superheroes.
But and I guess the shorts make sense because it's summer and summer's really hot. So they're wearing these outfits, and they basically take turns balancing these massive poles filled with lanterns, like candlelit lanterns, by the way, on different parts of their bodies.
Oh, yes, they do. Some of the most common positions are on the back, on the shoulder. You can put one on the hip, or even on the forehead. That's you can put a giant pole on the forehead, and then to add to the difficulty also, afterwards, sometimes they add bamboo extensions that make the Kanto taller, and that makes it much, much more difficult. And they fall, by the way. So if you are around and watching the festival, just make sure you look up every once in a while.
So at night, the festival is really beautiful. So all these performers basically lift up more than 200 of these kantos at the same time, and then they kind of parade them through the city. And then they're accompanied by the sounds of drums, flutes, chanting and cheering from the spectators.
I can hear it now.
And it's about, I think the total is about 10,000 lanterns total. So it's a lot of lights.
That's a ton.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Oh, so one more interesting little tidbit, Matt.
Yes.
Because this festival sort of has a religious connotation too. At the top of each bamboo pole, on top of the lanterns, you always find little strips of white paper called, and I don't know how to pronounce this, so I'm just going to spell it. It's Gohei, but it's basically like a Shinto offering, prayers, wishes for, I guess, a good harvest, things like that. And interestingly enough, I also read that this paper helps the performer sort of gauge like the wind, like how windy it is, and in keeping the balance of the pole.
Wow.
So it kind of has a double purpose. It's kind of cool.
That's super cool. That is quite possibly the coolest thing that we've said today.
Is that the coolest stuff on the planet?
I think that is. That's such a great idea.
It's the coolest stuff on your planet, huh?
It is, in this planet area. Well, hey guys, we don't really have any more information on this festival on our website yet. However, there's plenty of stuff on Japan, Shintoism, all kinds of Japanese festivals, and how you can make your own paper lantern also at howstuffworks.com.
And maybe we can convince Amanda Arnold to write a blog post on it.
That would be wonderful.
For more on this and thousands of other topics, visit howstuffworks.com and let us know what you think. Email travelpodcast at howstuffworks.com. Don't forget to check out our other podcasts, free on iTunes.